He needs some milk.
We're waiting for the dip. You still haven't bought Bitcoin? No, it's gonna drop below 5K and then we're all in. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Driver, we're done here.
Well, as a Singaporean taxi driver once said, we're all human.
We're all human. Here.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Friday. That's right. It's the weekend. We made it. Congratulations. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great week. You pretty much should be having a great week. I mean, having a look at what we've been doing essentially since the beginning of the month, we have had an incredible start to the year for Bitcoin, especially for the altcoins. Lots of altcoins in the green today. Look at Ethereum in the dark green today, outpacing Bitcoin. BSV in the red today, mild. Well, not surprised to see that, but I have so much to talk about today. The first thing being, we literally got stomped out exactly by the 200 daily moving average. Now, this was the most crucial level to get above, and we have been rejected. So what does that mean? Is that it? We're going back down to the bottom? Well, I do want to talk about that today because it is a very crucial level. I want to talk about Bitcoin's ultimate point of control. You need to stick around. You need to understand the significance of this level. I definitely want to get into that. I do want to talk about the altcoins, and I also want to go over a specific tool that I use, or at least I used to use, to trade altcoins back in the day that worked really great. I'm going to go over that in just a bit. It's going to make your life a lot easier if you are trading altcoins on the spot market. And if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Also, if you are not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, well, what are you waiting for? You're definitely missing out. Oh yeah, and we do have one insane Bitcoin prediction. In fact, there is this guy, this analyst we're going to go over. He basically made a prediction essentially at the end, at the bottom, and damn near called the entire year. My goodness, we should have been paying attention to him the whole time. And if that sounds good to you, well, we already went over that, but you can expect some massive volatility coming in very soon. Now, giving this a quick refresh, Bitcoin dominance has been falling. The altcoins have been rallying. So it does seem like for the past few days, the place to be was really the altcoins. Is it alt season? Well, we'll get into that. 54, we do have kind of still neutral on the fear and greed. We do have some nice volume. I do expect it to drop off over the weekend. Low volume. Could have some big moves, could have a lot of volatility, right? Now, like I said, we did get stomped out by this 200 daily moving average. This is considered a very, very significant average for Bitcoin. And yeah, so what does this mean, guys? What does this mean? Well, it means we're ready. It means we're getting pumped, and the next time we're going to smash right through it, right? Because it's going to be over 9,000. We did actually touch 9,000, but on the bright side, looking at the CME futures, we are above the 200 daily. This is good. We got to get above it on spot. You can see right here, though, what's so beautiful about this is, look at this, 1, 2, and kind of a third time, and we have respected this line so far, and, you know, it does look like we are sort of putting in this really steep climb, and just to point out something, we do have a CME futures gap all the way up here at $11,795. But I'm not going to get excited just yet. Let's actually look at the fact, though, that Bitcoin still has sat on this trend. Look, right from when we put in that bottom here, when we had that crazy dip right before the China pump, well, we are still supported by that, which is great because it acted as resistance once, twice, and we have bounced off of it several times. Having a look right here, essentially, we sort of put in a wedge and we break out. We put in another bit of a, triangle wedge. We break out again. Now, currently, I would be looking to essentially stay supported by this green line. However, if we do fall a little bit lower, then minimally at least staying on the top of this resistance would be okay. It wouldn't be bearish, but you wouldn't want to come all the way back down here and then sink below this red line because then we'd be back inside the descending wedge again, and basically all of this was for nothing. So let's not talk that way because I want to basically mention the ultimate point of control. This is from Josh Rager. You know, we had him on the channel previously. He says 2018 point of control held as support was 6,400s. In my opinion, we should see the 2019 point of control act as support at around 10,100. Price should stay above 10,100 on its way to a new all-time high. And I actually said 10,300. So we're only in like a disagreement of $200. So I can honestly say that is the level to keep your eyes on. Now, I don't have to tell you guys right here. Clearly, we broke out of this and we did finally get above the $8,826 level that we had sort of, had some previous resistance, flip support, etc. Currently, we are above that. Could be totally different by the time you're watching this video. Still holding above the 21 exponential. All right. We also have the ultimate chart that I've had basically leading up to the halving. So I mean, like, we could see a $9,600 Bitcoin, $9,700 Bitcoin, and still be inside of this trend. And if we do break out of it, you know, we do have these 2 points of contact. We could actually see Bitcoin go all the way up to about, well, would you look at that? $11,825. Wait a minute. What's the significance of that level? Oh, right. I forgot. That's the CME futures gap up here. Funny how everything kind of starts to play out after a while, isn't it? Well, anyway, guys, that being said, I do want to just have one look right here. You can see essentially we had this trend all the way down. The last time we broke it back here, we basically broke it around December 14th of 2016, and then that became the support, and we took this trajectory and bounced up. Now, currently, that is what held us down. So this previous support that we had basically starting from August of 2015, and then we kind of bounced off it on March of 2017, well, that eventually did become the resistance here, right? But keep in mind, we are getting closer to this downwards resistance. So if we get to this point right here, which is basically around July 14th of this year, well, we could be seeing fireworks, maybe even sooner if you're talking about the 4th of July, right? But guys, look at these charts. I mean, you could definitely see where Bitcoin is going. I mean, I don't think that we're going to break down anywhere into this level. Obviously, we had a nice bounce here. We had a nice bounce back here. So let's just take that with a grain of salt. But one thing I want to point out, guys, important point about Plan B stock to flow, and this is according to American HODL. He says we have historically overshot the model after halving. So keep in mind, he's looking at a $100,000 Bitcoin. Some people are saying that's not possible. That's not going to happen. That's crazy. It's actually not crazy. And in fact, if you look at the stock to flow, for example, even what we did with the 20K Bitcoin, even though we didn't stay there that long, you know, the month actually closed around, I think it was 13,800 and something potentially. But what I'm actually getting at essentially is that we do have a chance of overshooting that. So if you're a savvy trader and you could sell the top, which most of us can't, but if you can, well, then you could probably make out with some really nice gains and see Bitcoin over $100,000. Now, this is actually not Bitcoin related. Just kidding. It kind of is. But Swiss Stock Exchange revealed that 80% of traders have been influenced by Donald Trump's tweets. Now, we did see sort of the response potentially to the situation, you know, the WW3 that lasted, 2 days, I think. But essentially, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom here, they say 4 out of 5 traders also believe that demand for trading in digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies, will increase, okay? So they are actually considering 2020 to be an explosive year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Time will tell, but you know I'll be here. Now, you are seeing data from the CME Group showing that as of January 16th, open interest for its futures products alone totaled 5,328 contracts. Now, keep in mind, each contract is 5 Bitcoin. So that's actually 26,640 Bitcoin, which is over $237 million. Not too bad, right? The figure's higher than any other monthly CME has seen since its debut in December of 2017, with July 2019 currently in the lead with 5,252 contracts. Well, we have surpassed that. So what do you think of them apples? Is that the saying? Probably not. Anyway, Crypto Michael, it starts to feel like it's indeed a copy of the period in January of 2016, the period that he's referring to. Essentially, he says, you know, if so, then we could have 3 months of ridiculous volatility, which I am anticipating that, which is going to be awesome for anybody out there trading. Probably going to freak out a lot of new people, though, watching their portfolio bounce all over the place. And look at this. He says target then should be $18,000. What do you guys think? Do you think $18,000 is a possible target for Bitcoin? Now, I'm going to be fully transparent. I actually had an interview with these guys over at Crypto Potato, and I was saying that I could see Bitcoin possibly hit 55,000 by the end of this year. Now, I'm already hearing everybody criticizing, right? Guys, we didn't even think we were going to see a $10,000 Bitcoin last year. We got up to 14K, okay? So Bitcoin has a way of surprising you when you least expect it. Now, here is some like crazy analysis that was pointed out by, I want to say I saw it originally from Whale Panda on Twitter. I believe that's where I saw it, but nevertheless, I do want to give credit to Udi, I believe is his name. Now, check this out. So this chart came out essentially in December, right? And he does say, I see Bitcoin going down to between 1,300 to 3,000. Now, that was a very big range. Keep in mind, we hit about 3,200, right? As it dropped fast, it should bounce to retest the $6,000 level. we did have a retest at around 6,400, so he was only off by $400, right? See 6,000 support, and then we should basically head to new all-time highs 2020 and beyond. And this is the most mind-blowing chart part of the chart. If we actually click the play button, and I play this chart out, and we see how he predicted, well, look at this. Guys, that's incredible. That's damn near almost a perfect prediction. So don't know why I wasn't following this guy. In fact, how do you do that? I don't know. But I got to follow this guy because he seems to have some pretty good analysis in here. So that is pretty incredible. I will drop this below. And yeah, you can see essentially he's calling for that bottom at around, he was saying 6,000, sort of 6,100. We bounced off it. And we were thinking that the $55,000 prediction that I made was crazy. Well, if we actually have a look right here, essentially, actually, let me just refresh this to get the chart out of the way so I can get the time back in. If we actually go out to here, you can see that by the end of the year, or January of 2021, he's potentially looking at a $80,000 Bitcoin. So $80,000 potentially by the end of the year. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think. Now, Alex Kruger, he did have a poll. Actually, let's have a poll too. What do you guys think? I'm going to drop the exact same poll right above, right here. Click it now. So basically, what's going to be the price of Bitcoin? Above 20,000, between 14 to 19, 11 to 14, or below 11,500. You guys let me know. But that being said, I mean, every single time Bitcoin comes down, we just get support. And now we're starting to put in a bit of an uptrend. So that being said, guys, if you are looking to trade Bitcoin, obviously, you can choose the route of using, this type of leverage, which is very risky for beginners. I would not recommend this, but if you are advanced, I do have a tutorial if you want to check that out, popping up above. But I think right now a lot of people are interested in altcoins, personally. I'm sensing that. I mean, you can see, look at the dark green of some of these altcoins outpacing Bitcoin right now. So what can you do? Well, I do want to mention one thing super quick. Before we go into a good opportunity for trading altcoins, which you should definitely stick around for, my recommended strategy at least, I do want to mention one thing. This is from Brad Michelson. He says, Bitcoin is the clear market leader. I mean, you can see the chart right there. There's no denying that Bitcoin was the best performing asset of 2019. Yes, there were a few altcoins, a handful of altcoins that outperformed Bitcoin. But let's be honest, nobody really knows about those outside of people that are in the crypto space, right? But looking at the top coins right here, Bitcoin essentially rallied 87%, adding roughly 63 billion to the market cap. And you can see right here, this is why a lot of people are starting to get excited about these altcoins, because look at the potential. Look at the potential difference to, get up to some of these gains that, where Bitcoin is right now. I mean, just having a look right here, at the market caps, Bitcoin has a $160 billion market cap. The next closest is 18.5 from Ethereum. That's a long way to go to get to where Bitcoin's market cap is, and that's why a lot of people are getting excited about it right now, right? For example, here's Bitcoin SV, which looks like it's putting in a typical sort of descending triangle, and we all know how those end. But if you're interested, here you go. Looks like we're going to have a breakout. We could try to get to the top of this level around 310. Wait, am I actually doing Bitcoin SV analysis? What is going on here? Anyway, guys, this is what I essentially wanted to tell you guys. If you haven't used 3 commas, we used to use this a lot. Then I basically focused mostly on Bitcoin because altcoins really weren't doing well. Now that altcoins are, and yes, I do have $68 in my Binance account. I know somebody was going to point that out. Told you guys I don't keep my coins on the exchange. I keep them on my ledger. But anyway, if I was to trade my $68, I would use 3 commas. Essentially, they have these different bots. Now, I do have a tutorial if you're interested. I'll drop it above right there. However, that tutorial is somewhat outdated because it has all these new features. They actually have Smart Trade version 2. They have dollar cost averaging bots, which is pretty incredible. For example, if you were going to dollar cost average over here with my $3.95 of Tether that I have sitting on the exchange for some reason, you can allocate, for example, 10%, 25%. So you could do dollar cost averaging. You could do different buys and sells on different crypto, and you could have this all automated in the background while you're sleeping, so you don't have to freak out about if there's a massive dump overnight, right? They have grid bots, and I think they also have, I think they're going to put like some kind of copy trading thing, or they're adding that soon. But if you are interested, guys, I do have a link below if you want to use it. It does help the channel out, but also you get an extra 10% off all of your subscriptions, okay, if you want to subscribe. So 10% it could add up, especially if you're doing something like the Pro, package or something like that. So I will drop the links below. You can check that out. But here is essentially what I wanted to mention. And I think this is really important. So we're talking about altcoins, right? Great. They could be great to trade. They could be revolutionary, but here's the thing. So Lucas Nuzzi says Bitcoin will soft fork this year. It will be one of the most innovative additions to the L1 thus far, layer one. Okay. So there's, BIP Schnorr, BIP Taproot, BIP TapScript. These are powerful foundational technologies that will bring novel smart contracts to Bitcoin's base layer. 2020 will be good. Now, this is just a speculation. Stick with me here. All three of the mechanisms that he mentioned improve the scalability, the privacy of the blockchain, okay? And also with the Schnorr Taproot upgrade, the transaction signing in Bitcoin network will be reconsidered. So it will allow the development of new multi-signature solutions. One more use case for the post-fork Bitcoin network, suppose that numerous simple peer-to-peer contracts that rely on safe oracles, for example, arbitrators, will be made use of. So essentially, why did I even bring that up? What was the point of mentioning that? Well, not that I necessarily want to see all of that added to Bitcoin specifically. I actually like the simplicity of Bitcoin, that it just simply works as money. I think that's what it was designed to be. But you have to imagine, what if in the future we do get all these additions to Bitcoin and all of this does get added? What is that going to do for the other 5,000 altcoins out there trying to compete with Bitcoin if Bitcoin, the number one currency, the household name, actually gets some of those attributes, put into it, right? It's just a thought. I'm all for Ethereum, trust me, like the whole DeFi ecosystem and all that. But some of these other tokens, down on these lower pages, are they really going to be able to compete? Let me know, guys. I'm not bashing any tokens. It could be alt season. I'll be happily trading along with you, but it's just food for thought, something to think about moving forward, guys. Now, I do want to talk about a judge that is now reconsidering Ripple's motion to dismiss a much publicized lawsuit. And once again, I don't know if anybody out there is like a super hardcore XRP fan, but this is kind of what I'm saying. We do know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, right? Well, most likely Ripple may or may not. We don't really know, right? But basically, you can see Bradley Sostak, if you don't know the situation, is accusing the company of illegally selling XRP as an unregistered security. The company says that any lawsuit on the issue would violate the statute of limitations and must have been filed within 3 years, since 2013. So they're saying this would have had to have essentially happened by 2016. Now, new court documents reveal Ripple also claims that classifying XRP, and I'm not kidding, this is from their words, as a security could destroy the third largest cryptocurrency's entire marketplace. And here's the actual quote from them. They say, Bradley Sostak allowed to belatedly challenge the classification of XRP. It would not only threaten to eliminate XRP's utility as a currency, but would also append and threaten to destroy the established XRP market more broadly. A market involving over 500 billion in trading over the last 2 years. I think we can apply this to a lot of other tokens, not just XRP. That's why I'm specifically mentioning this, just to kind of get your brain thinking about these things, right? Potentially wiping out the value held by the thousands of individuals that are currently holding XRP. Now, Jake Chervinsky, you might be familiar with him. He is a crypto-friendly lawyer, and he said it's unclear how long the judge will take to consider Ripple's motion, but he warns it could take a while. There is no time limit. The motion can sit on the docket essentially forever. After about 6 months, it will show up in a report to Congress regarding the status of the federal judiciary, but even then, it can still keep sitting on the docket, and this could go on for quite a long time. So let me know what you guys think about that moving forward. But having a look right here, I do want to just once again mention that, there are these scams coming back. And I did say on Twitter, I said Bitcoin has a nice pump and the scammers are back in full swing. While you could argue that this is bullish, as far as renewed interest, right? Like the scammers are like, well, people are interested again. Great, we can scam them. Well, it's horrible for new people in the space who don't know about these scams. Obviously, these are a lot of these live streams that are just running, doing these giveaways. And I really think it's very important that we, as the OGs, as the people that have been in the space for a while, let the new people know that these are scams. Do not send them money. You're not going to get money back. They're just going to take your money and run with it. In fact, I'm actually going to like my own post, I know, a little taboo, and give it a retweet. Here we go. Now I can win 10 Bitcoin for, oh, the comments are great. So yeah, guys, definitely be careful with that. But moving on, here's the problem. Here's the problem with crypto is a lot of these companies, they don't want to do the KYC, right? They don't want to opt in for this. For example, KyberSwap has moved out of Malta to the British Virgin Islands. The exchange says that the 5 AMLD regulations would put too high of a barrier for the majority of traders, both regulatory and cost-wise. Just last week, we saw Deribit. They did the same thing, right? They went from Netherlands to Panama. Now, obviously, guys, Bybit, they have a geofence. I really technically can't tell you what to do, but you know, there's these things called VPNs. Whatever, just gonna say. But you can see that is the situation. I'm like totally losing my place today in here. So, but ending on this, Ugar, I can't pronounce his name, but essentially the mayor of Konya, Turkey's 7th most populous city, recently confirmed that the initial steps required to launch a cryptocurrency project called CityCoin have been completed. The city's own virtual token would allow the municipality to more easily perform its routine tasks and obligations. For example, the digital coin could be used for collecting sales tax in a more efficient manner. While we have one potential victory, we do have a little bit of a defeat. Lawmakers in New Hampshire, okay, so for all my friends in New Hampshire, have apparently killed a bill that would allow state agencies to accept cryptocurrencies as payment for taxes. According to them, they basically use the old too much volatility line, right? So, you know, be a lot easier if I could just pay my taxes in crypto, but also it's kind of cool that I can just hold it as a commodity asset type thing, right? So, hey, you know, take a win, take a loss. What are you going to do? But Wrecked Capital, here is a reasonable way to summarize Bitcoin's macro price predicament at this stage of the market cycle. Bitcoin is currently in the bottoming out phase of its first major bull market correction. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for me today, guys. I think we went long enough today, but considering I didn't make a video yesterday, felt like I had a lot to say today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Definitely get subscribed if you're not. Join the Telegram group if you're interested. Absolutely free. We just hang out and talk crypto all day. If you want, get a ledger. Or you can try to win one by dropping a comment. But definitely don't keep your cryptocurrencies on exchange, guys. And that is it for me today. Enjoy the start to your weekend. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.